How would you feel if you made a $1.5 million mistake? That would definitely suck. I've seen countless people in this space do this. I've seen tons of posts about this online. And when it comes to Shiba Inu and many other assets in the space, I see people making this mistake time and time again of really losing patience at the worst possible time. Luckily, most holders of Shiba Inu are resilient and they see the long-term vision. I'm Luckside. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So when we talk about Shiba Inu, we've been on a very good trend. All right, won't get too much into it, but the trend is slowly but surely up and to the right. We're confirming our reversal. Again, kind of a weird pump day the day before, came back down to earth yesterday, and now pretty even keeled doji candle. The market's kind of trending sideways. But what I want to point out here is actually a move that we talked about when this did take place. There was actually a large Shiba Inu whale that actually did a little bit of dumping. So what they did was back actually on August 30th, they unloaded a lot of their Shiba Inu position that was down. They basically lost their patience and they sold a crap ton of it. They moved some into Fetch. They moved some into, I believe, Nero it was. And unfortunately, they're facing some losses here. In fact, one of their most recent losses on this Nero ETH was actually a $1.5 million loss. So what's interesting about this is, again, they lost their patience. They didn't have the resilience to wait and let things play out. Now, actually, this move actually took place, what was it, back on September 7th, I believe it was. And so, for example, if we're looking at the Shiba Inu charts, you guys can see that from September 7th until now, Shiba Inu has actually done exceptionally well. In fact, it's up 35%. And this is what I see people do time and time again. They'll FUD themselves out of their position. They'll move into something else that frankly is pumping. For example, look at when this whale bought, right? He bought on the pump and then now is facing significant losses. All right. So this is something I see people do time and time again. Even the Fetch position was a gamble. And guys, I love Fetch. I have Fetch ASI. It's one of my largest holdings that I have. But I want to show you guys something. Since that sell for Fetch that we saw back on August 30th, SHIB has actually pumped 26%. Fetch has pumped 26%. So it was actually a lateral move, which is fine. Actually, both of these coins pumped. And in fact, Shiba Inu had a higher gain here. It was like 56% versus 54%. But the point I want to make is when you lose patience and when you give up and when you capitulate right before some of the most exciting times in the market, when you chase FOMO, that is how you make these big mistakes. That is how you lose what could be millions and millions of dollars. And all these great fundamentals that Shiba Inu has, you have to remember, they take time to play out. Just because we're seeing a removal of supply from exchanges, just because whales are on the heavy accumulation, just because holders are on the increase, doesn't always mean that price is going to be moving up along with those things, okay? The conditions have to be right. If you're seeing whales in extreme buying, but retail is unloading, or if you're seeing the removal of supply from exchanges, but there's not a whole lot of buying that's taking place, it doesn't facilitate moves to the upside. But eventually it does. Eventually the demand catches up. Eventually the buying pressure is there. And I have to remind people that we're not in alt season yet. We haven't quite seen this big spark in the market that we're waiting for. We're still trending for exactly what we've seen in October's past. We're still following it exactly. And in fact, over the next few days is historically speaking when this pump starts to begin. When BTC starts making some moves, I'm sure that institutional money will start doing some buying. We're setting a lot of good support in these ranges. And this is where, again, BTC might take a stab towards this breakout, just like it did yesterday. I didn't even realize that BTC got all the way up into the mid 64K range. But these moves can happen very, very quickly. All it takes is a little bit of push, the right amount of buying, some short liquidations, and we're off to the races in the market as a whole. So don't be like this whale. Don't make these millions of dollars worth of mistakes. Don't get impatient in this market. Again, people can always do what they want. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. But time or history has always shown us that time in the market is always better than timing the market. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.